Everyone, welcome back to the Sin Bin Hockey Podcast. I'm here with Christos and special guest. Um, Thank you, Lawson McDonald, from Wisconsin Superior, um, YouTuber. We're gonna put his social medias in at the end of the thing, but thank you, Lawson, for coming on today.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Anytime. Um, so for those that don't really know who you are, I mean, I don't know how anyone would not know who you are. You're like the man, but for anyone that doesn't know who you are, can you explain to the people at home who you are?
Yeah, so the short of it is pretty much I'm a D3 college hockey player, and I started this YouTube channel about a year ago because once I kind of got cut from D1 to go to D3, I just thought that making a channel and kind of talking about my college hockey experiences and how I played at both levels, and I felt like I had a cool point of view to share some knowledge and just kind of share my experiences through college hockey. So started that YouTube channel. Also kind of active on TikTok as well, just kind of doing more creative, fun stuff with that. And yeah, I'm a senior now, so last year of college hockey for me, and just loving life.
It's awesome. So obviously, for those of you that don't know who he is, you played at Omaha too, right, Nebraska?
Yeah. When I played D1 for 2 years, I was at Nebraska Omaha, and now in the that was in NCHC, and now I'm in it's called the WIAC, so it's a D3 conference, just in through Wisconsin.
Yeah, and between Division 1 and Division 3, would you say the biggest differences in the similarities to playing Division 3 college hockey and Division 1 college hockey?
So it's really actually hard to like pinpoint like the exact differences. Really, there's a lot of differences off ice in terms of like budget between the two programs. You can tell because at D1 you're getting like catered to a lot nicer. Like the facilities are nicer. There's more staff. There's more kind of just like more of an pro atmosphere. Whereas like at D3, it's kind of more of the junior atmosphere. Like you might not have an equipment manager. You don't really get meals catered to you every day. Things are like the rinks that you play at aren't just, they don't have that big stadium feel to it. And like for the off ice, there's a difference. In terms of like the on ice play, you're going to get your teams in D3 that are like really, really good and definitely like feels like you're competing at that D1 level. And then there's also like the bottom end teams where you do feel like you're kind of in a different league, but it really depends on who you're playing. I felt like when you're playing D1, you're playing those like North Dakotas and like all those NCHC teams, you can really feel the kind of like the pace and the structure of the game is just one level higher than what you would normally see at the D3 level. Guys are just kind of making plays quicker. Things are happening a bit smoother. There's just there's more flow to the game. That's one of the bigger things that I noticed between the two levels.
Yeah. Um, it seems like obviously there's very hard to play college hockey at Division 1 or Division 3. Like a lot of kids just like us are trying to live the dream, trying to get up, work our way up. So do you really have any advice for like kids our age or high schoolers that are just trying to make it there one day?
Yeah, I think if you're in that spot when you're younger, like I was in the exact same shoes as you guys, just wanting to play college hockey, and I think my biggest advice for when you're at your age is really try to like self-evaluate and just kind of ask yourself where you're at right now. It doesn't matter, first of all, where you're playing. You could be playing high school in the worst high school team, and you can still become that Division 1 player. It's not about that. It's about you got to really ask yourself where you're at, what are your strengths and weaknesses, and you got to start capitalizing on improving those areas every single day. Because when you got until you're 20 years old, where that's when the time comes where you're either good enough or not good enough. So think about your time now as just, years to improve on all your weaknesses and years to improve in really peaking at your best areas. So that would be my advice. Be creative. But yeah, at the end of the day, it comes about that self-evaluation. Do I need to get in the gym more? Am I slower? So should I really be focusing on my speed? Am I not a good skater? Maybe I should be going to summer camps at that younger age then, because if you're not doing that then, you're probably always going to be behind. So putting in the work, putting in more work than what the other guys are doing on your team, just stuff like that.
Yeah, really appreciate that. Christos, do you want to ask Lawson something?
So, when you got the news that you had gotten cut from your D1 team and you like were going down to another team, what motivated you to keep on going and just try to be the best player you could be?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like obviously, when that time, like when I heard the news that like I couldn't go keep playing for Omaha, it was like really like kind of stunned me. Honestly, it was nothing I expected, and it just kind of made me really reflect on a lot of things in my life. And then I took it as a way of thinking, I can play just as much at a D3 level, or obviously more. I was like, I can get a lot more ice time here. And at the end of the day, if my goal was to play pro hockey, pretty much in the same position, being a guy like a 6D man at a D1 program versus a top D man at a D3 program, those two opportunities can really lead me to the same end goal if that's what I want. So I kind of took it as more of an opportunity just to, okay, now I can have a lead role on a team, and I can just get a ton of ice, and I can get a lot better that way. Because really, if I would have stuck around, maybe I wouldn't have hardly played at all. And just to say that you play D1, it's cool, but at that point, it's not really worth it. So yeah, for myself, you just had to kind of take the positives out of it, look at it at a different perspective, and keep. I knew it was going to be fun no matter what, so that was my take on it.
Yeah. So, obviously, I'd rather pick to do
One sec, I lost you there for some reason.
Yep.
Your audio, I didn't.
Working.
All right, you hear me?
There we go.
There you go.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah.
So, our next question is: do you have like something that you always do before a game, like a pregame ritual, or like something that you always do before the game, just to like get you going or something?
Yeah, I do. I used to have more than I do now. When I was in Omaha, I had a lot more of a routine, and like I did a couple of things like all the time. Like for example, our trainer would always do this thing where he like self massaged us, like really like aggressively. It's called RPR. But it was just a thing that a lot of the guys would do before the game to kind of like activate themselves. And I would get that before every game at like the same time there. And actually, a tradition that I've carried on ever since junior hockey was I do a little prayer with whoever on the team wants to join in. I'll do a pregame prayer, and we'll just do something like that with like 5 to 10 of the guys. And I've done that ever since junior hockey. Did it in Omaha, did it, and now I do it too in Superior. So that's one thing that I've always done on every single team before the game, was do a little pregame prayer with some of the boys.
Yeah. So obviously, like you mentioned before, about the difference between D3 and D1, Omaha, like the arenas and like the maybe the like equipment managers, as you were saying, do you have like a favorite arena that you've played in, or like like your favorite game that you've ever played in, like the most like anticipated game of your career?
Yeah, for me it was a game that I played at UND at the Ralph, and for a couple reasons. One was this is my freshman year, and it was, first of all, my first time playing at UND. And the reason like that's so significant for me is because I grew up about 2 hours away from the RAL. So like when I thought of college hockey, UND is like what I thought. Like maybe for you it's Providence, and you think those guys are the coolest, and just playing at Providence would be so sweet. That's where you're from, and like that to me was like UND is like one day I want to play at this rink, right? So my freshman year, I actually got hurt and was out for like 15 games or so, and we played at UND in January, I believe. And this was my first game back from my injury. And again, I was got to play at UND. All my family was there, so much of my family, and we ended up winning that game too. So it was like the whole day and the whole experience of just stepping on that ice for the first time. By far, just the coolest point in my hockey career was like it was so surreal for me, and I just so glad that I got to experience that.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
I have a question for you. So, you hear about the moments like the welcome to the NFL moments and all that. What was your like welcome to college hockey moment?
Um, do you mean like how do you mean that? Sorry, I'm not exactly sure.
The football ones that I got hit really hard and like just
Oh, okay. Yeah, good question. I never got rocked like that. It wasn't like that. Because the first game we played was an exhibition against like a CIS team. So like that was like the first time I played like a college hockey game, like where I was on our home ice and played there. And that was like that game was really weird to me because it was hard to play, and it's like your first game, like everything's like you're gripping your stick a bit tighter. And yeah, my first ever college game. I think it was against ASU at home. Um, and again, I don't actually. It's weird because I don't actually remember like a lot of moments from that game. It was kind of as a blur now because it was like 4 years ago. But I do remember the first game against the CIS team, and honestly, the first time I got the puck, I remembered I was just so nervous. I kind of like fumbled it, and everything was just difficult. And that kind of like that was a moment that is in my head still. So honestly, not like a huge like welcome to college hockey thing, but just more of a memory of the first game I played there.
yeah. And also, how's your routine and like everything changed with Corona and what's happening right now, like just in general?
The day to day stuff is definitely different. Just with not going to school, I'm doing all my school here at home. So on game days, I'm sticking around at home, not going to class. In terms of like the routine is similar in terms of like what I do. I still, make my pregame meal, eat it here, take a nap, kind of a thing. It's a little different too, like showing up to the rinks. There's no people, no fans, so it's kind of like just a quiet, different atmosphere. Yeah, it's changed a lot of things. It's still fun though. It's still fun, and it doesn't really affect me or bother me much that we don't get fans. I kind of just focus on the game, and I don't really notice it anyways.
Yeah. So it it doesn't change the way you play without there being fans or like noise, or do you think that's more of a distraction or
Yeah, like I've always been so neutral about the whole fan thing. Like even playing at North Dakota, like if you can have like 8,000 to 10,000 people in the stands, that wouldn't affect me. Like it wouldn't make me more nervous or more like um because I kind of like block that out. It's weird. Like I don't notice the fans really. You notice the cheering, but like when I'm on the ice and I get the puck and I'm like have the puck, there could be 1,000 people, there could be 10,000 people, there could be one person. It to me, there's no difference in that.
that's
Well,
good stuff.
yeah. Who's the hardest team you like played against in just in your whole college career?
In my whole college career, oh man, there's so many hard, like, the NCHC is stupid good. Like, they got St. Cloud. I remember playing in St. Cloud against St. Cloud, and they were so good. It was so hard to, like, play defense against them, especially in a Olympic-sized rink. It's so big. Um, I would say them and playing against Denver, those two teams. I mean, Minnesota, Duluth, too. It's hard to pick one or the other, but I'd say when we played those three teams, they always, like, I just knew that it was going to be so hard to just play a really good game because they got a lot of good players on those teams.
Yeah, obviously, but so let's talk about Wisconsin Superior for a minute. First of all, let's just say I am the biggest fan of the jerseys. I love them. The yellow ones, those are maybe my favorite college hockey jerseys. I love them.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sick.
And second of all, is there like with your teammates that you had at Omaha and at Wisconsin Superior, is there like more of like a role that you had to step into, like a captain or a leader role that you went to Wisconsin Superior?
There's more of a role for sure because, like, I was coming from being an underclassman to an older classman, so like from junior to senior or upperclassman, I mean, and just being an upperclassman, you kind of have that experience, and you kind of just get into that role of you are one of the older guys now on the team, and you kind of have to be a leader for the freshmen and the sophomores. So it definitely felt like being in that position, I could feel how I needed to take more of a leadership role. We haven't had captains, like actual assigned captains, the 2 years I've been here, so it's not like we've gotten letters dished out or anything, but I kind of, just being in my position of having experience at different levels and being an older player now, I definitely just feel like I need to take over more of a leadership role and trying to help lead the team by example. And for me, at least, not too talkative, but yeah, I just try to take my experiences and work ethic from the other level too, and just replicate that still here.
Do you still are you like still like friends with like your buddies from Omaha?
Yeah, I'm really close with a lot of them still. We snap each other a lot. Always be really close to me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like that family thing. You know, you play 2 years with guys, and you're always friends with them.
Yeah, no matter what, just gotta stick together.
Yeah.
Do you have like favorite, like I said, like I really liked Superior's jerseys. Do you have like a favorite college hockey jersey?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I liked my Omaha ones a lot. I thought they were pretty sick. Maybe a bit biased. I think North Dakota's are sick too. I like the green. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool ones I feel like in college hockey. So definitely the teams I played for, though, like you said, too, Superiors is pretty cool. They're just a little bit big. They're a little baggy on me. So that's the only thing I don't like about them.
Yeah. Yeah. Christos, do you have any questions?
Lawson, what do you plan on doing after college? And like, what are you studying right now? And what jobs do you hope to get?
I plan on kind of being with athletes, with hockey players. Hopefully, maybe I'll be working for a college team, maybe a pro team. I'm studying like kinesiology, exercise science. So those kind of go hand in hand with the athlete world and just learning about the human body, studying fitness. I've always just been into like the off ice training thing. So yeah, I kind of just hope to work with hockey players. I'm not sure if I'll be a PT, physical therapist. So that would be cool. Anything really in the hockey world, I'm down to do. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to further on go into after hockey.
So for people that do like watch you, like I watch you a lot and stuff, but are you gonna continue to like your career? Like, obviously, you've documented it over the last year on YouTube and TikTok. Are you going to continue to do that after college?
Yeah, I want to. I think either like whether I'm playing college hockey or not, I think if I'm around college hockey, I can still document it in the same way. It just wouldn't be myself going through these things. So I think it'd be cool to still give these like college hockey videos and make that thing. I just like to do them. So whether I maybe even take it more to like an off ice side, or I'm making vlogs of like training hockey players, which would still like, be beneficial to you guys to learn something from. Maybe one day I get to work with some NHL guys, and now I can take videos of like what they're doing, and that would be pretty cool for younger athletes just to see these NHL players work out on a day to day. So I kind of hope to take it with me, and I hope that people that follow me on YouTube are like stick around for that, and don't leave just because I might be done college hockey, because I think I'll still be able to bring some beneficial content to hockey players.
Yeah.
Was it hard when you were at Omaha? Like, it's a D1 hockey school, and like you're practicing every day, right? And so was it hard, managing your schoolwork and playing hockey and working out and making sure you're staying healthy and getting good grades at the same time?
It was tough in a way, probably not as hard as you think. Like the way you just explained it, like you think that you're really tight for time and everything is like a grind, but you get a lot of free time. It's by far nothing to be worried about if you're like going into college and thinking that you're gonna be on your computer 24/7 and like just work, 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 work. But the hardest thing, you get an adjustment of just living differently, and kind of when you adjust to that, you adjust your schedule, then things kind of just become a routine, and then it's not like you're doing something super super hard every day. You just get used to it. But yeah, like I'd be, you're at the rink sometimes for 4 hours a day with total of workout, practice, video. So like that takes up a lot of time, and then you got your classes in the morning maybe, and it's definitely a busier schedule than junior hockey or what you're used to, but you definitely have the free time. And really, if you want to do well, if you want to get your homework done, and your goal is just to do good in school, it's 100% manageable. I've never played with someone that just couldn't handle their workload because of they're too busy. It's either they just don't care about their grades, so they're not gonna like put the time in, and they just rather like hang out, do other stuff, play video games instead. So it's really up to you and your work ethic.
And so how do the road trips work? So when you guys go on a trip to, like, I'll use North Dakota as an example, from Omaha, how do you guys just have a ton of makeup work that you do, or like?
So, yeah, so when I was in Omaha, then we would actually schedule our classes. So before we even start the semester, we always schedule, like, we never had classes on Friday. Some guys not even on Thursday, but like definitely Friday was always free. It's just like the way the hockey team would like kind of, everyone would just schedule their classes like that. No one would take on Friday. And then, yeah, if we left on, because when we would go to North Dakota, we'd bus out on a Wednesday, and we bus out on a Wednesday. So like if you had any classes Thursday or Wednesday that you're missing, you would get notes, like, or permission slip or whatever you want to call it. You give that to the teacher, and it would say like you're an athlete. It'd sign off on it. Your coaches would have that signed off, and you don't get like, you just get excused from the class, so you don't like lose any points for not being there, and they know that you're gone. So either they'll send you, or they'll just like let you know what you're missing. It's not a big deal really. If there's a test, either you'll make it up 2 days before, or you'll make it up when you get back from the road trip. So they work around it really well, and it's not really a big deal when guys miss for road trips and stuff like that.
Do you have a favorite road trip memory?
Memory, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple favorite memories from like the one was when I said like being at the Ralph. That was definitely one of my top memories from being at Omaha. And I think just living there with the guys, just the day-to-day, thinking about how fun it was just to be in the dorms with my roommates, and like the memories that we made there are so special to me. It flew by so quickly, and to pick like one or two things, it's pretty hard because every day and was just so much fun with them and stuff that we'll remember forever. And I kind of just in general, just being with the guys, showing up to the rink, all the memories that we made there, those can't be beaten. So, and yeah, same with here being at Superior. I don't think there's one specific thing that stands out, but I know that afterwards you just look back and just the memory of being with the guys and playing college hockey and the experiences you have here. It's like it's a really cool thing, and you don't really kind of realize it until you're actually a part of it. But something that I hope every like hockey player that wants to do it, I hope they get to experience that.
Yeah. So also I got to experience last February, like I got to go on a day with the Northeastern men's hockey team, and like I had lunch with them, and just it was cool because I got to see like the film session, and I'd never really seen something like that before. But do you think that's like an essential part of, like playing, because to learn the other team's styles and like what they do on their power plays and penalty kills, so you know how to counter it?
Yeah, I guarantee every D1 team is doing that. Like when you were with Northeastern and they had their video session, like we did that every single time. Before every single weekend in Omaha, we'd have our coach would take whatever team we're playing next. He'd have literally every video of their forecheck cut up. He'd have their power play, their penalty kill, and then we'd go over. We just watch what the other team did, and then we would come up with like the plan of how we're going to play against that. So 100% it's essential to do that. So I think most teams will be doing that in college.
Yeah, it was like super complicated. There was a lot of like drawing lines and showing where I'm going. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like a favorite like hockey brand? Like I know that like you work closely with Howie's and stuff, but like what stick do you use and like all that?
Yeah, well, I've used Bauer a lot through my college years. So I do use like the Bauer 6. I've never really used anything but that, except for Sherwood and Junior. So definitely like the Bauer better. For skates, I use True skates. Really like those skates. I've tried out Bauer too. I just like the fact that these are molded to my foot nicely. So other than that, like the rest of my equipment, I don't really care what brand it is. It doesn't really bother me. Just kind of use what the team was sponsored by and what the team gave us.
Yeah.
You said you played junior hockey.
Say that one more time.
I was just saying that you said that you played junior hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, I played in the MJHL.
That's cool. What is like going into detail, like what is junior hockey all about, and like how did you get into junior hockey, and like how did you get like scholarships or like opportunities out of junior hockey? I'm sorry.
So junior hockey is kind of like the main level in Canada. You either go to like when you're done playing midget and those AAA levels, you're either gonna go play junior hockey, either junior B, junior A, or you're gonna go maybe to the WHL. So obviously the WHL is better, and if you're not going to the WHL, you're gonna go to junior, and it's like a league you play there 16 to 20 years old, that kind of a range, and it's pretty much just a league that a lot of scouts from college will watch, and it's just that stepping stone before college hockey. So for me, when I got recruited, then we had like showcases where you play against a couple of teams in your league, and then it's kind of a showcase where the college teams, a lot more teams will come and watch these specific showcases, and that's kind of where I got scouted out of. I got talked to the Omaha coach after that showcase, he came to watch like a couple more games. Obviously, it's hard for them because they don't have scouts, so their assistant coaches usually will go on the road to watch, which was my case. I was just talked to the assistant coach probably like 4 or 5 times, and then eventually they just kind of had an offer for me where they said, "Hey, you can like come play here. There's a spot for you. This is the amount of money that we can give you for school." And then it's just up to me to make that decision if that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Was
Christos, do you have any more questions?
I had one and then I forgot about it, but so I want to ask. I have another one here. So from between the D1 and the D3 level, you talked about the equipment and like what the teams are sponsored by. Do you guys do you guys have to buy some of the equipment, or is it all given to you guys for D1?
Both places, everything has been given. The only difference was at the D1 level, there's just a bit more to give in terms of like sticks, helmets, gloves, like extra stuff. Really, whatever you need, you can get it. The budget isn't an issue with the equipment. In D3, you still get everything that you want. It's just like if you're gonna break 10 sticks, they might not have that in the budget to give you 10 sticks versus like 8. I think like we got like 8 of them, 6 to 8 maybe for free. Like I don't go through that anyway, so it's fine. But there's less of an unlimited amount, where you're gonna get an unlimited amount in D1.
Yeah. So we're hitting about the 40-minute mark here, so I just we really appreciate you coming on here today, and talking about it. This is a memory that we'll remember for many, many years, and we hope that you enjoyed being on the show here today.
Yeah, definitely. Best of luck with your podcast. You guys are just getting started, and just keep going at it. It might take 50 guests before you really get rolling. Like I've been doing YouTube for a year now, and it's a lot of videos before you really get something that feels like what you're doing is worth it. So just don't quit. If you guys are enjoying it and you love doing podcasts, it's not about how many people are listening. So that's what you like to do. Just don't stop doing it.
Yeah, really.
You're young. That. You got so much time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Me and Vinny and Colin all very much appreciate it.
So. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll put you guys on my story if you want to take a little photo.
All right.
For me, I'll just go like this. Second, one more time. There you go. The voice. Perfect.
Thank you. Really appreciate it, Lawson. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good. Take care, guys.
You too. Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah.